You might have heard that live shopping is exploding. And I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop, prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No, you can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's ZENNI.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. Happy Friday. Man, I'm happy it's Friday. When you've had COVID for a while, you're just counting the days. That's all. It's getting better every single minute. A little bit, still optimistic about just about anything. When I get sick, all I yearn for is feeling better. And I think, man, I just want to appreciate it when I get there. I will this time. I promise you that. It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com. Learn, churn, burn, earn. If you are thinking about starting a business or a side hustle, something like that, I have a couple questions for you. 4 of them, actually. This comes from a conversation I had at least 20 years ago, and I have had it thousands of times since then. It's kind of an awakening, if you will. But anyway, how are you? It's me, Scott Smith, founder, chief motivating officer here at motivationtomove.com. Thanks for putting up with me this week. As much as I prepared, I didn't want to run reruns for you. Not that it would matter. There's plenty of stuff I could run that most people haven't heard. Maybe I'll do that someday. But I don't know. I'm the kind of guy that wants to show up and do it. And one thing I found happens when I'm like this, when I'm, you're inside my brain, and my brain's not completely clear. It's a lot of kind of stream of consciousness. You're going to hear me say some things and do some things with no pretense to it. My mind, I'm an old radio guy. Trust me. I'm affected by the microphone. I'm affected by camera. I'm aware of what's going on. So what you're getting this week and probably into next week, I would imagine, is I'm not affected. I'm just going to be who I'm going to be, and we'll see what happens in the end. I'm so happy to have you. Thanks for stopping by today. It's Friday, and that means I always ask the question, this one means a lot to me today. How do I want to feel? That's my Friday question, but I ask it every single day myself because I understand that I'm an emotional creature, and I can wake up in the morning, open my eyes, and 1,000 things go through my brain right away. And so no matter what's happening in my mind when I wake up, I always say, how do I want to feel? No matter what happens today. And I set my intent for the day. You'll be real surprised how that works. And the big advanced example that I love to give people is because you got a stressful day. You're at work and doing stuff. You're dealing with people. You're making money, whatever you're doing. Stuff is happening. Maybe you just have kids, and kids are just stuff happening nonstop, right? And you have a choice how to deal with it. And what I often will say is, okay, I'm going to go do this anyway, and I want to feel good about what I'm doing, but it gives me more purpose when I say, how do I want them to feel? The people I'm working with, what experience I want them to have. And I begin to create actions that create an experience that is the one I want them to have. Happens all the time. I do it on the show a lot. Think about that. But don't go through the day without asking yourself how you want to feel, because ultimately you want to feel good. But sometimes we have to stop long enough to recognize that. So I was chatting with a friend about business many, many, many years ago, trying to remember when. I think it was in the mid-90s. Must have been 94, 95, something like that. I was in the martial arts business. I wasn't in the business. I'm a black belt, taught a little bit, didn't do a bunch, never owned a school. But I did get in the martial arts television business. And my job for a lot of years, way before I got into this business, was to travel around to martial arts schools. And my job was to create video productions, infomercials, television shows, things like that, to get people to join the school and to grow the school. They were very successful. Most of our schools had over 1,000 members, which is huge for a martial arts school. So when you have these big clients, then you would also end up with a lot of not so big clients who wanted to be big clients. And they would call me and they would want to bring me in. And I wasn't cheap. I'm still not cheap today, but I wasn't the most expensive guy in town either, but I knew what I was doing and I wasn't going to give it away. So I was having this conversation with a gentleman in my hometown, and he was really struggling with his school, and he was trying to craft a master plan to grow in the coming year. Entrepreneurs do that, right? Entrepreneurs they're amazing. They're the most amazing optimists I've ever seen. They can look at the world and go, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm making no money right now, but I'll be a millionaire in 12 months. That's what an entrepreneur does. It's cool stuff. I just get excited by that. So I heard this happen, but my filters went up a little bit, because based on what I believe that, every worthy goal requires learning, churning, burning, and earning, I had some questions. Let me say that slowly for you. Learning, churning, burning, and earning. So if you're considering a side hustle or going into business, or maybe you're already in a business right now, you've headed down that road. I see it a lot with my clients. They come to me, they want to do something. This is always in my mind when they come to me, because I'm judging where they are. Yes, I'm judging. Evaluating, better word. First question, how long do you think it's going to take for you to learn what it takes to succeed? Forget the optimism. Forget everything except the fact there are certain things that you need to learn, that you need to absorb within you before you can get the success you want. Sometimes it's as simple as getting out of bed at the same time every day and getting to work. Sometimes it's how many times do I have to go to the gym before I get in shape? How long do you think it will take you to learn? Like if you're going to go to the gym, stay on that metaphor, a lot of people don't even know how to work out at the gym. How long will it take you to learn how to do what it's going to take to get you the success you want at the gym? If you're going on a diet, how long will it take you to figure out what you have to do to lose weight? Because until you do, nothing's going to happen. That's a real number that you can calculate. At least take a guess. It's always 3 or 4 times as long as you think it's going to be. I can promise you that. Second question. How long are you going to churn away while you work to reach your goal? So learning is one thing, but now you just got to get in there and churn every single day. You got to get the shovel out and shovel the coal. Churn, 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 churn. When do you churn coal? I guess you don't churn coal. But how long are you going to do that? How long can you do that? Do you have enough energy? Do you have money in the bank? What do you have? How long can you churn? Assuming you've learned what you need to learn to be successful. Now you know, you got it in your hands. I know what to do. If I do this, I will succeed. How long can you go after it? It's important. I've had way too many people. I ask them how much money they have, because it's number 3. Do you have the resource to burn? How long will your money last while you move forward? I ask them all the time when they're doing this. Okay, I know what you're going to do. You got it. You say you know how to figure things out. Dynamite. Now you're going to go after it. You're going to churn, 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 churn. You're young. You're energetic. You can just go at it until you get it figured out and get it to work, right? But how much money's in the bank? Well, it's okay. I'm going to make sales and bring people in the door. Maybe. Maybe not. It sometimes doesn't happen as fast as you want to. So how much you have in the bank, how long can that carry you? And it's a pretty simple equation. I actually do this with folks who want to come out of corporate world into more of a side hustle consulting world. And they're always worried about it because they're used to a paycheck. And I say, well, listen, if we churn this thing out, we learned how to do this. If we could do this, how long could you go without earning another dime without going into your retirement money? And they'll always say something like, 2 or 3 years. I'm like, okay, you can get it going in 2 or 3 years. How long if you touched your retirement money? Oh, probably 20 years. I said, what are you worried about? Do you have the resources to carry you while you do this? And when will you earn your reward for the hard work you're going to do? There is nothing worse than having a big dream and a big idea and to be stuck in that churning world, burning world, and never get the reward you want. There are multiple levels of rewards. There should be. But when will you get your reward for your hard work? And if you don't know when you're going to get your reward, do you think you're going to be motivated to work hard? No. That very generic idea that I'll get there and it's going to be fantastic will only carry you so long, because the longer it takes, the more it's going to get eroded. So how long will it take you to learn what it takes you to get what you want? How long do you have the ability to churn away until you get it? What are your resources? Can you sustain yourself while you go after it? And when do you get to reward yourself? Not by running out and running up stuff on a credit card. When do you get to go down and buy whatever you want, just cash, if that's what you want? When's that going to happen? I take everybody through that I talk to when I do business coaching with people. Very few clients, but I got a couple. 6 right now. That's it. And every single one has been through this with me, because I understand that if I can't keep you in the game, if we can't survive the journey, we can't get to the destination, can we? That's what we set up. And I don't even start with them until they can answer these questions and they're ready to go. So consider them before you start. The journey may be longer than you think. It usually is, but it should be fun too. Okay, Joy's going to be back with me tomorrow. We're going to try again on the Husband Wife Talk on Life show. It's always a fun show. A lot of information that comes out and usually pretty fun. She had COVID too. She tested positive. Although you can't tell, just making me so mad. It's like, I got sick. She's like, well, this is no big thing. We'll talk about that. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on the Daily Boost on Monday. Instant better communication is what is on my mind. See you then.